The question on every WNBA fan's mind has finally been answered. Caitlin Clark, out or in against the Las Vegas Aces? The anticipation has been building for days. Social media has been buzzing. Fever fans have been holding their breath. And now, the Indiana Fever have officially confirmed their superstar status. The answer? Out. Caitlin Clark will not be playing in tonight's blockbuster matchup against the reigning WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces at T-Mobile Arena. But here's the twist that changes everything. She's feeling a lot better. The Fever star returned to practice on Friday, looked good, and is now targeting a return during the team's upcoming back-to-back against the Los Angeles Sparks and Phoenix Mercury on July 8th and 9th. This is Clark's third missed game of the 2026 season, and it couldn't come at a more crucial time. The Fever are 11-8, sitting third in the Eastern Conference. The Aces are 15-5, the best record in the league. This was supposed to be the marquee matchup of the weekend, two of the WNBA's biggest stars going head-to-head. Instead, both Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson will be watching from the sidelines. But here's what makes this story truly fascinating. Despite being sidelined, Clark is averaging 21.2 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game this season, numbers that put her among the league's elite. And the Fever? They proved just days ago that they can win without her, dropping 111 points on the Sparks in a dominant victory. So tonight, we're breaking down everything you need to know. What happened to Clark? When will she return? Can the Fever survive without their superstar? And what does this mean for the WNBA's most anticipated matchup of the season? Buckle up, because this story is far from over. The official confirmation: Clark is out versus Aces. The Indiana Fever officially confirmed what many had feared. Caitlin Clark is out for Sunday's game against the Las Vegas Aces. According to the team's day-before injury report, Clark was listed as out due to a lingering back ailment. The confirmation came after days of speculation, with fans desperately hoping the 8-day break in the schedule would provide enough time for Clark to recover. Clark herself addressed the media from practice on Friday, delivering the news with a mix of disappointment and optimism. She confirmed she would not be playing against the Aces on Sunday night. But she also offered a glimmer of hope that had fans buzzing. "I'm feeling a lot better, excited to get back into practice today," Clark said, "and feeling really positive about getting back into one of the games in the back-to-back." The back-to-back Clark referenced is the Fever's upcoming road trip, Wednesday against the Los Angeles Sparks at Crypto.com Arena, followed by a Thursday clash with the Phoenix Mercury. She made it clear that returning during that stretch is her primary goal, though she acknowledged the challenge. "Obviously difficult coming back in a back-to-back, so we'll have to be cautious of that," Clark added. This marks Clark's third absence of the 2026 season. She previously sat out the Fever's win over the Sparks on June 27th and a May 20th outing against the Portland Fire because of injury concerns. While missing 3 games might not seem like much, it's significant for a player who has been largely healthy compared to her injury-plagued 2025 campaign, when she appeared in just 13 of 44 regular season games and missed the Fever's entire playoff run. The Fever had hoped the extended break would give Clark ample time to recover from the back injury she sustained on June 24th. That hope, unfortunately, did not materialize. But the team remains optimistic about her long-term health, choosing to err on the side of caution rather than rush their franchise player back onto the court. For the Aces, the news of Clark's absence was met with mixed reactions. On one hand, facing the Fever without their superstar is a significant advantage. On the other hand, the Aces are dealing with their own injury crisis, as reigning league MVP A'ja Wilson has also been ruled out with a right lower leg injury. The result? A matchup that was supposed to feature 2 of the league's biggest stars will instead feature neither. What happened to Caitlin Clark? The back injury explained. To understand why Clark is out, we need to go back to where it all started, June 24th, 2026. The Indiana Fever were hosting the Phoenix Mercury at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in what was already one of the most talked-about games of the season. The game was intense, the stakes were high, and the atmosphere was electric. Then, in the third quarter, everything changed. Clark left the game with a back issue and did not return. The injury appeared to occur when she fell and landed on Valerian Ayayi's foot following a closeout. She initially stayed in the game, but was eventually pulled and never came back. At the time, Head coach Stephanie White said she didn't know if it was the play with Thomas or another one that happened seconds later that led to Clark tweaking her back. When asked whether the injury was connected to the back problem that briefly sidelined Clark earlier this season, White's answer was straightforward. "It's not a new thing. I think it's a re-aggravation," White said. This admission was significant. It confirmed that Clark's back issues have been a recurring problem throughout the 2026 season, a season-long problem that forced her to miss a game on May 20th and had her listed as probable for other contests. Clark has dealt with back soreness throughout her young WNBA career. Last season, she was limited to just 13 games due to a variety of injuries, including a left quad sprain, a left groin sprain, a right groin injury, and a bone bruise in her left ankle. The back issues this season have been a new challenge, but they've been manageable until June 24th. The injury came on the same night as the infamous Alyssa Thomas flagrant foul incident, where Thomas made contact with Clark's throat area while both players were on the ground. Thomas was not penalized on the night, but the WNBA retroactively assessed a flagrant 2 foul and suspended Thomas for 1 game. While the Thomas incident garnered most of the media attention, the back injury Clark sustained in that same game may prove to be more consequential in the long run. Clark has now missed 2 consecutive games because of the back injury. The Fever played without her on June 27th against the Sparks and won convincingly, 111-87. But the Aces are a different beast entirely. The reigning WNBA champions boast the league's best record at 15-5 and are riding a 4-game home-winning streak. Beating them on the road without Clark is a significantly taller order. The good news? Clark returned to practice on Friday and looked good. She participated in drills, moved well, and expressed confidence in her recovery. "This week has been very helpful for my overall health," she said. The Fever are optimistic that she'll be ready for the back-to-back against the Sparks and Mercury on July 8th and 9th. Life without Clark. Can the Fever survive? The Indiana Fever have proven they can win without Caitlin Clark. On June 27th, just 3 days after Clark went down with her back injury, the Fever hosted the Los Angeles Sparks and absolutely demolished them, 111-87. It was a statement win that sent a clear message. This team is not a one-woman show. The Fever lead the league in scoring at 93.9 points per game. They are the highest-scoring team in the WNBA, and they achieved that distinction even with Clark missing significant time. Their offense is potent, balanced, and capable of putting up points in a hurry. Kelsey Mitchell, a fellow All-Star starter, leads the team in scoring at 21.6 points per game. She has been the consistent scoring threat the Fever have relied on all season, and she's more than capable of carrying the load in Clark's absence. Aaliyah Boston, another All-Star starter, anchors the frontcourt and leads the team in rebounds, 8.6, blocks, 1.3, and steals, 1.1 per game. Together, Mitchell and Boston form one of the most formidable duos in the league. The Fever have also proven they can win on the road. They are 11-8 overall and have gone 6-4 over their past 10 games. Their record is good for 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. They are very much in the playoff hunt, and they've shown they can compete with anyone, with or without Clark. But the Las Vegas Aces are not the Los Angeles Sparks. The Aces are the reigning WNBA champions, the best team in the league, and they're playing at home where they've won 4 straight games. They lead the league in field goal percentage at 48.9% and are tied with the Chicago Sky for the league lead in blocks per game, 5.4. The Fever have won the previous 2 meetings between the teams in Indiana, dating back to last season. But they have yet to win in Las Vegas since Clark entered the league. The Aces have been dominant at T-Mobile Arena, and without Clark, the Fever's task becomes even more difficult. Still, there is reason for optimism. The Aces will also be shorthanded. Aya Wilson, the reigning league MVP and the WNBA's leading scorer at 25.7 points per game, has been ruled out with a right lower leg injury. Dana Evans and Janiah Barker are also out for the Aces. The absence of both superstars levels the playing field. This is no longer a matchup between the Fever and the Aces at full strength. It's a battle of depth, resilience, and coaching. Can the Fever's supporting cast outplay the Aces' supporting cast? Can Stephanie White outcoach Becky Hammon? Can the Fever win their first game in Las Vegas since Clark entered the league? Those are the questions that will be answered tonight. And regardless of the outcome, The Fever have already proven they are more than just Caitlin Clark. They are a legitimate contender. The Aces without Aya Wilson, a different animal. While all eyes have been on Caitlin Clark's status, the Las Vegas Aces have been dealing with their own crisis. Aya Wilson, the four-time MVP and the WNBA's leading scorer, has been ruled out for Sunday's game against the Fever with a right lower leg injury. She missed her third consecutive game on Sunday, and her absence has left a massive void in the Aces lineup. Wilson's injury occurred when she rolled her ankle in the fourth quarter of the team's 107-99 victory over Chicago on June 28. She initially missed 2 games, and Aces coach Becky Hammon initially expected her to miss only a few days. But Hammon now considers the 4-time MVP day-to-day, leaving her status for future games in doubt. "She's tough," Hammon said of Wilson. "I want to protect her as much as possible. She really wants to play, but we are not going to rush it." Wilson's numbers are staggering. She leads the WNBA in scoring at 25.7 points per game. She is tied with Portland Fire forward Emily Angsler for the league lead in blocks at 2.0 per game. She is averaging 9.4 rebounds per game. She is the centerpiece of the Aces on both ends of the floor, and her absence changes everything about how Las Vegas plays. The Aces are still a formidable team without Wilson. They are 15-5, the best record in the league. They have continued to win in Wilson's absence, proving that their depth is among the best in the WNBA. Las Vegas has won 8 of its past 10 games and 10 of its past 11 against opponents other than the New York Liberty. They are riding one of the league's hottest stretches into the weekend. The Aces also have the benefit of playing at home. They are 6-3 at home this season and are riding a 4-game home winning streak. T-Mobile Arena has become a fortress, and the Aces feed off the energy of their home crowd. But without Wilson, the Aces are vulnerable. They lose their primary scoring option, their best defender, and their emotional leader. The Fever, even without Clark, have the firepower to exploit that vulnerability. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston are all-stars for a reason, and they've proven they can carry the offense. The battle tonight will be decided in the trenches. Which team's supporting cast steps up? Which coach makes the better adjustments? Which role players seize the moment? In a game without the league's 2 biggest stars, the spotlight shifts to the players who usually operate in the shadows. For the Fever, this is an opportunity. They've never won in Las Vegas since Clark entered the league. Tonight, with Wilson also sidelined, they have their best chance to change that narrative. For the Aces, this is a test of their championship pedigree. Can they protect their home court without their MVP? The answer will come tonight. And regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear. The WNBA's depth has never been stronger. The road ahead, when will Clark return? The question on every Fever fan's mind is simple. When will Caitlin Clark be back? The answer, according to Clark herself, is sooner rather than later. Clark returned to practice on Friday and looked sharp. She participated in drills, moved well, and expressed confidence in her recovery. "I'm feeling a lot better, excited to get back into practice today," Clark said, and feeling really positive about getting back into one of the games in the back-to-back. The back-to-back Clark referenced is the Fever's upcoming road trip. On Wednesday, July 8th, the Fever will face the Los Angeles Sparks at Crypto.com Arena. On Thursday, July 9th, they'll travel to Phoenix to take on the Mercury. Clark is targeting one of those 2 games for her return, though she acknowledged the challenge of coming back in a back-to-back. "Obviously difficult coming back in a back-to-back, so we'll have to be cautious of that," she said. The Fever are being cautious with their franchise player, and for good reason. Clark's back issues have been a recurring problem throughout the season. She missed a game on May 20th because of back soreness and had been listed as probable for other contests. The injury she sustained on June 24th was a re-aggravation of an existing problem. Rushing her back too quickly could lead to a more serious injury and jeopardize the Fever's playoff hopes. The Fever are 11-8 and sitting 3rd in the Eastern Conference. They are in a strong position to make the playoffs, and they need Clark healthy for the stretch run. Sacrificing 1 or 2 games now to ensure she's healthy for the rest of the season is a smart move. Clark's importance to the Fever cannot be overstated. She is averaging 21.2 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game this season. She is tied for 3rd in the league in scoring and 2nd in assists. When she is on the floor, the Fever are a different team. Her presence alone changes the way opponents defend, opening up opportunities for her teammates. Clark has been largely healthy compared to her injury-plagued 2025 campaign, when she appeared in just 13 of 44 regular season games and missed the Fever's entire playoff run. This season, she has already played in 17 games and is on pace to play in far more than she did last year. The Fever are hopeful that trend continues. For now, Fever fans will have to wait just a little longer. Clark will not be on the court tonight against the Aces, but she will be back soon. And when she returns, she'll be ready to lead the Fever on a deep playoff run. The wait is almost over.